Hi everybody, Hoppy Kercheval filling in for Tony Caridi on today's Gold and Blue Now. And yes, we will get to Mountaineer sports news. But first, let's talk about the gigantic story in sports, what's happening at Penn State. And yesterday, the announced pending retirement of legendary head coach Joe Paterno at the end of the season because of that sex scandal on campus. Now, Paterno released a statement yesterday where he said the following: "I'm absolutely devastated by developments in this case. I grieve for the children and their families, and I pray for their comfort and relief. That's why I have decided to announce my retirement effective at the end of the season. At this moment, the Board of Trustees should not spend a single minute discussing my status." Paterno went on to say, "This is a tragedy. It's one of the great sorrows of my life." And importantly, Paterno said, "With the benefit of hindsight, I wish I had done more." So an unbelievable end to the long career of Joe Paterno. But this story isn't over. Reportedly, more victims are coming forward. The investigation continues. And in fact, the president of Penn State, his job may be in jeopardy as well. Now, let's turn to Mountaineer athletics and talk about the game coming up on Saturday. West Virginia at Cincinnati. We'll see a familiar face. Zach Collaros, the quarterback, will be facing West Virginia for the third time. He's having a great year. Cincinnati 7-1 overall, 3-0 in the league. Now, 2 years ago, Collaros played a pivotal role in helping the Bearcats win the Big East Conference and go to the BCS. As I said, we know him, but let's take a closer look at quarterback Zach Collaros. Here right now is Chip Fontanazza.
The Mountaineers will face one of the most talented players in the Big East Conference on Saturday in quarterback Zach Collaros. He is currently third in the conference in total yards of offense, and he hails from Steubenville, Ohio. Of course, that is the home of the Big Red and the very good football program. Collaros has quite a bit of history with that school. He won 2 state championships, and his overall record was 41-1. Freshman safety Shaq Petaway hails from Steubenville as well, and he's played in every game for the Mountaineers this season. He would like to get a chance to play against Collaros because he never had a chance to play with him when he was in high school. But he's certainly a player that Petaway looks up to.
Zach is a special player. I mean, he's one of the type of players that he's going to do whatever he has to do to win. I mean, so if it's anything he can do to win, he's going to try and do it. That's the type of player he is. That's how we were raised from Steubenville, to do anything to win.
And Zach Collaros has made many great plays on the offensive side of the ball, but Petaway says that it was a defensive play he made in high school that stands out the most in his mind. In the state quarterfinals against Dover High School, Collaros intercepted a pass and ran it back 108 yards for a touchdown. You can read more on this at our website, WDVMetroNews.com. You can also find complete post-game coverage following the Cincinnati game right here on our website. Reporting for Metro News Television, I'm Chip Fontanazza.
Let's talk a little basketball now on Gold and Blue Now. West Virginia opens the regular season tomorrow night at home in the Coliseum, taking on Oral Roberts. And this is a pretty good ball club coached by Scott Sutton, son of the legendary coach Eddie Sutton. And Scott Sutton was a guest on the Northside Automotive Statewide Sports Line earlier this week, and he talked about what to expect when he comes to the Coliseum and takes on these young Mountaineers.
Obviously, I haven't seen a whole lot of them. I don't envy Coach Huggins having to try to coach 7 freshmen and really rely on so many freshmen. That's a tough position to have. Believe me, I know they're very, very talented and they're going to be good players. But that's an awful lot of freshmen to have to teach.
Also, Coach Huggins has announced the signing of Aaron Harris to a national letter of intent to come to WVU next year. Harris is a 6'4", 175-pound shooting guard. He's a senior at Lawrence North High School in Indianapolis, Indiana. Now, last year he averaged 13 points a game, but he really came on in the latter part of the season, averaging 22 points the second half of the season. Huggins said of Aaron Harris, quote, "Aaron will bring us much-needed perimeter shooting, coupled with outstanding guard skills. He should be a tremendous defender with his athleticism and length." The November signing period runs through next Wednesday. More basketball news now, this time on the women's side. On Wednesday, head coach Mike Carey finalized his 2012 recruiting class, signing 5 players. They are Bria Holmes, she's a guard from Hamden, Connecticut; Lene Montgomery, a center from Germantown, Maryland; guard Darius Falk from New York City; a forward, Jeannie Sims, and West Virginia native and Scott High School product Mackenzie White. 3 of the 5 are ranked in the top 100 by ESPNU Hoop Girls. Well, that'll do it for this edition of Gold and Blue Now. I'm Hoppy Kercheval for Tony Caridi. Join Tony back here again tomorrow for the next edition of Gold and Blue Now.